Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Today is day 8 of Whiskey's Board and Train. As you know, we started to introduce the prong collar, okay? So I have one demo one I want to show you right over here. I apologize, we've had some technical difficulties, so my day 5 tool video wasn't able to send. But the prong, just so you're aware, this is how they're designed, okay? So they're designed to apply equal pressure around the neck as it cinches, okay? So for instance, when the collar is on the dog's neck, the leash should be clipped to this D-ring, okay? So we have a D-ring and an O-ring. Always make sure it's clipped to the D-ring, as well as make sure that these chains aren't twisted, okay? They should lay one right over the other, all right? So this is the tool we have on him, and this is a 3mm prong, okay? The brand we like to use is called a Herm Springer, all right? Now the reason, like I said before, that this does less damage than that flat buckle collar is because it aligns with even pressure with those contact points versus the flat buckle that is just kind of slapping in one place against his trachea, okay? So this will be safer at the end of the day to use. So he's currently wearing one now with one of our leashes. So I'm gonna put this to the side. And something I'm going to practice with him today is working on a lot of this impulse control. So as you've seen in some of these prior videos, we've been working on things like place and sit, okay? Now that he has a general understanding of those two commands, I'm starting to practice his impulse control in terms of holding those positions, okay? So implementing the slightest bit of correction, all right? So in a second here, we're going to practice it with my place cot. So I'm going to move my place cot a little bit closer so that way you guys can see a bit better. Alrighty, so what I'm going to do is when I walk with him, I'm going to tell him to come with me, and once I'm about a foot or two away from that place cot, I'm going to give my command, place, and that nice firm but neutral tone, okay? As soon as that fourth foot steps on that placemat, I'm going to mark the behavior, yes, okay? Now, because he already knows the understanding of that command, if he steps off, I'm going to correct him with my correction word, no, once again in that firm, neutral tone, okay? And give him that tug, loose, pop, guide him back into position, okay? We need to remember with correction, timing is everything, okay? If I wait 10 seconds to correct him, don't even bother because he's already on to the next thing. We want to really try our best to hit it within that 1 to 3 second mark, okay? As well as physically allowing him to make the mistake. So you'll notice in a second here when we practice this, he probably will have a couple hiccups, and that's good because that's something that we need to see. It's not always going to be perfect, okay? It's important to allow him to make the mistake before we correct him, okay? A lot of times what people will do is they'll put the dog on place and they'll notice that he's starting to maybe lean out of that position, and this goes for any position, right? So they go ahead and they correct him no right off the bat. To keep from confusing him why we're correcting him, make sure he physically makes the mistake. So if he's on place, allow him to actually step off before applying that correction, okay? So I'm gonna replicate this all for you right now. So we're gonna practice with our place command first, okay? I'm not even gonna ask for a sit or a down. If he offers one up, great, because at the end of the day, place, I would love for him to be in a sit or a down ideally because it's a more relaxed position. But for right now, we're just focusing on the place command, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and guide him over. Come. Place. Yes. So I mark the behavior. No. Tug loose. Place. I put him back in a position, okay? So he broke that position, but I allowed him to physically step off before applying my no and that tug loose pop correction, putting him back in a position, okay? And I'm not looking for super long durations yet, but I'm looking for accountability, okay? Come. Now we're starting to hold him accountable for breaking these positions. And this is how we'll really start to build impulse control, by slowly building up that time now that we're holding him accountable. But for right now, short bursts, okay? So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna do that again. Come. Place. Yes, good. And he's choosing to sit. Yes, I'll mark that again, good boy. If he takes food from me, this would be the time to give it to him. But he's a little bit anxious still right now, so I'm using praise by petting him, okay? As well as release of pressure is also the reward. Come. But when we do reward him, if we are using food, it needs to be after our marker words yes, okay? but we need to put space in between the word yes and actually giving that reward. Because if I sit here and say yes, and I hold the food right here, he's not listening to a word I'm saying. So usually I'll say yes, hold my hand back for a second or two, and then deposit that treat, okay? But in this case, he's really not taking treats. So when he does what I like I said, that release of pressure is the reward, as well as praise, okay? So we're gonna do that again. Come, place, yes, no, place. So he took one step off, so I corrected him, no, put him back into position, okay? I'm gonna give him a second, and then I'll release him. No, place. Good. Notice how I'm not correcting him when he stands up on place, though. No, it's because I didn't ask him for a sit in the first place. I'm just looking for all 4 feet to be on him. Come. Good. Like I said, short bursts. We're going to do that one more time. Come. Place. Yes! Go home. Go home. Very good. Yes. So, it's super important that when we give correction, it's effective, okay? If I'm doing it really loose, there's really no point to do it. I'm not dragging the dog around. It's a quick tug loose, pop correction, okay? So, as well as when I'm guiding him onto place, if he's being a bit stubborn and kind of pulling his head back a bit, which you might have noticed in that last rep, I'll use this leash pressure as a lure, okay? So when we lure dogs, we use our body, as well as our leash, and maybe some food or toys if they're motivated by such. But if they're not, we can also use that pressure, which is kind of what we've been primarily guiding him with, all right? So what I'll do is I'll just use that pressure to help guide him into position. So I'll show you here, place. Yes! But I'm also using my body as a magnet to gauge him where to go, okay? Come. Now, another thing I want to touch on while we're practicing this, okay, is that loose leash walking, okay? And I know we've talked about this in prior videos, but now that we've switched tools, it is a game changer, okay? So, when we have the dog in a loose leash walk, we ideally want them in our sweet spot, which is between our hip and our heel, okay? They should, or our knee and our heel. We don't want them to pass this point, okay? If they pull ahead, pull to the side, pull behind, or maybe fixate towards something, we're gonna correct them, no, tug, loose, pop, bring them back into our side, okay? This way we're giving them something to focus on, all right? We're building a more confident dog by leveraging that obedience, allowing for him to watch the world go by, but presenting that leadership position in his life to be like, hey, mom's not gonna let anything happen to me, dad's not gonna let anything happen to me. I just have to follow what he's saying, and we'll be all good. Nothing's gonna bother me, right? So, when we're practicing even place, I'm still working on that loose leash walk, okay? So when I say come, the expectation is for him to maintain staying at my side. So I'm gonna move my place cot out of the way so we can practice specifically this loose leash walk, okay? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna give my command, come. And if he's walking at my side where I want him to be, no, come, I'll mark the behavior, just like anything. I'll say, yes, when I ask him to sit. Sit. Yes. I know you can't see that, but he did sit. Here, freeze. But mark the behavior as soon as his butt hits the ground, okay? Same with when I ask him to come with me. I am marking the behavior when he's where I want him to be. It's also really important that we take the loose leash walking slow, okay? If he can do this at a snail's pace, he can do this at any pace. A lot of times owners try to meet your dog's pace. But another reason I like to take it slow is so that way we can work on our mechanics as the handler as well, okay? To make sure that we're being fair with how we're communicating with him, okay? So we're gonna walk away and I'm gonna practice that same thing again. Come. No. So I popped it back when he didn't come to my side. Come. Mark the behavior where he's where I want him to be, okay? This will make loose leash walking so much easier and it'll be good for his mindset as we go through our walks, okay? Now, I'm not saying he can never go potty or pull towards a potty, but we should be able to control this a little bit more. So for instance, if we're on our walk through the neighborhood, right, and all of a sudden, you know what, it's been 10 minutes, he's probably got to go to the bathroom, we should give him a chance. All I'm going to do is give that free and give him the whole length of the leash, allow him to do his business in the grass, get his smells in, whatever it is, okay? Give him a couple minutes, and then we'll bring him back in. Okay, come, and guide him back in position, and now we're going back on our walk. Come. Yes. Good boy. Sit. Yes. And the same thing applies with sit, okay? Now, normally, when I'm luring a dog into a sit position, I use the food and use my body, sit, to guide in the position. But because he's not super motivated by those things, I'm using a bit of pressure to leverage that. So I'm saying sit, pressure turns on, yes, pressure turns off as soon as his butt hits the ground, okay? Good boy, good boy. Free. And because he has a general understanding of sit, it's fair for me to start implementing that correction and holding him accountable for when he breaks that position, okay? So I'm gonna bring him over here. Sit. Yes. Oh, he's actually choosing to down. But for the sake of wanting him to learn the specific commands, I am gonna put him back into that sit. Sit. Yes, good boy. And we can do the same thing we did with place, where we kind of loosely walk around him. Yes, good boy. Free. Once again, doing short bursts, but if you were to break that position, I could dip my tongue loose. So I'd say, no, tongue loose, sit. Repeat that command, okay? We'll do that again. Sit. Yes, that time I didn't even have to apply the pressure, but I used my hand to help gauge what I wanted from him, okay? And then I marked it as soon as that butt hit the ground. Good boy. Free. And clearly there's a difference with the commands from releasing him from position. So when I say free, the freedom is your reward. You are now free to go do whatever you want, okay? So if, for instance, if you're practicing place in the house, he's been on there for 30 minutes. Okay, you want to free him, now he gets to go do what he wants. Versus come. If I tell you to come, obviously the expectation is for you to come to me, okay? But it's good to practice a little bit of both, all right? Otherwise, Whiskey is doing really well. I'm excited to see his progress through these upcoming days. I'm really happy that we've decided to switch tools. I do think it will absolutely be to his benefit. And if you guys ever have any comments, questions, concerns, you can always call us or email us with any of that. Mr. Man, he's very tired today. Otherwise, I will check in with you guys soon. I hope you guys have a great one, and I'll see you in the next video.